I was on First Take then on ESPN, and day after day, I started to go after Russell Westbrook for taking more shots per game than my guy, Kevin Durant. And I was just a big Durant fan since he was at Texas in the 1 year in college. And I predicted he's going to win scoring titles, and the guys on my show just laughed at me like, that's beanpole. Like he looked like praying mantis, you know, like he was so skinny that it looked like he didn't have any man strength at all. Well, trust me, he does, and he did, because he looks pretty much like he looked in college, and I think he can play, and I think he can score. So the point was, I'm defending Kevin against Russell, and then the turning point of that was one night, Kevin called over the reporters before a game in Oklahoma City. This is in the middle of the year, and ripped me, saying I didn't know shit about basketball.
Sorry, who said that?
Kevin ripped me, saying I don't know shit about basketball, for ripping Russell for taking more shots than Kevin. Well, Kevin was just trying to be big brother to Russ and team leader, and sort of defending, you know, having the back of Russell and having the team's back against the guy on ESPN who's trying to tear us apart. Well, I'm not trying to tear you apart. I'm just trying to make you better, because Russell Westbrook is like LeBron. He is a horrendous three-point shooter who never improved. Even this year, he's always at the very bottom of the league in three-point shooting. And LeBron fell for it at one point, and the whole team did, but Anthony Davis fell for it, and they campaigned, go get Russell Westbrook. And did you follow what happened when Russell became a Laker?
Yeah.
It was a disaster. Every time he went up to shoot,
they didn't want him to shoot, the Lakers fans.
At that point.
I mean, you can't deny him and KD were pretty good together.
I think it was too young. They were young
also,
at the time.
Mark Cuban, remember when Mark Cuban, there's that famous clip of him saying, Mark Cuban says, Kevin, that you're only a superstar, and he's sitting next to Russ, and then he covers the mic and he says, he's an idiot, like defending Russ. So it seemed like they had a real brotherhood. So for that to go down that way, it just never made sense.
Well, here's the point to your question. I know for a fact, this came from somebody very close to Kevin Durant. He finally decided, as he was entering his 10th year in the NBA, I will never win a championship with that guy, Russell Westbrook, as my primary decision maker every time down the floor. Because Russ dribbled the ball up, and Russell could decide, it's your turn or my turn. And too often to me, and ultimately to KD, it was Russ's turn, because he's bull in China shop. You know, he's just like, see basket, attack basket. And it can be impressive, because he was supremely athletic. Supremely, like, unbelievable. But sometimes he had the basic 10-cent brain going where, wait a second. And then he figured out the stat after Kevin was gone. He figured out, wait a second. If I drive like a wild man, and at the last second, I just leave the ball on the floor for one of my bigs so that they can dunk it, then the stats start adding up in this thing called assists. And then if I get rebounds, which he is the greatest little offensive rebounder in the history of rebound, or any rebounder for that matter, then you have triple doubles. And he did something I thought I'd never see. He averaged a triple double, not just for 1 year, he did it for 4 times.
Yeah.